What's happening, FlowChat Connector? Sean here, back at you with another high-ticket tune-up. And I'm curious, a lot of people always say, hey, how do you be authentic? How do you be original? How do you be organic? And everyone says, hey, I need organic, or authentic, and original. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to be organic, authentic, and original in high-ticket sales. What's happening, Sales Ascender and FlowChat Connectors? I know you're out there with me. Today's high-ticket tune-up is a little bit off the cuff from sales techniques, sales skills, and sales tips and training, but rather more of a mindset, a modality, a mentality that you can take and use in your world today. And of course, this is a conversation. So if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Share your thoughts and feelings. You might disagree with this, you might not. But the conversation is authentic and original. Everybody I always talk to, they say, oh, I need to be more authentic. I need to be original. All my coaches are talking about, like, when I tell stories, if you're not telling a story from an authentic and original place, well, then that's a problem. At least that's what I heard. And so my curiosity, my question came from, like, how do I actually become authentic? How do I become original? Because if you think about that, yes, that's what everybody wants because they want to know the true you. But if you don't know how to do it, well, then there's a problem. Well, just in lucky that you are watching this with me today, make sure and smash that like button, feed the algorithm gods for sure, because this is going to be valuable for you. First thing is, Yasmin asked this. She said, Sean, how do I become more authentic in my sales approach, right? So she's thinking, man, I don't feel authentic in my conversation. Well, the answer to this is pretty simple. There's one sentence authenticity formula. It's the one sentence authenticity formula that you can follow. Here is the sentence, and let's dig in. The one sentence authenticity formula is this: be who you say you are, A, and work towards being the best version of who you want to become. Right now, it sounds simple when you read that sentence, but let's break it down just a little bit so that everybody kind of understands what I'm talking about. Be who you say you are, right? Don't exaggerate facts. When you exaggerate, and I'm so guilty of this. I used to exaggerate tremendous amount until I met Melissa, and then she's like, yo, you got to stop exaggerating because people are going to take you at that face value. And when you can't deliver, guess what? You're not authentic and you're not original anymore. And I was like, oh, lesson. Okay. Light bulb went off in my head. And I said, you know what? From that day forward, I'm going to work my hardest to be as true to the point with no exaggeration about everything that I do and say all the time. Of course, I'm human. Of course, I make errors just like anybody else and the next person. But it's really good to know that if you have a guiding post, then you can be authentic and original. So be who you say you are. If you're making millions of dollars, say you make millions of dollars, or maybe even downplay it, right? If you want to make millions of dollars, but you're not making millions of dollars, say, well, you know what? I'm learning from some of the best people out there and how they've made the millions of dollars, and I'm on a very comfortable path to get to the right place where I'm going. And then it's always, work towards being the best version of who you want to become, right? If you want to become that person, it's very important for you to cast that vision. If you're not quite there yet, a lot of people say, Sean, I don't have the results that I need in order to move forward. What do I do? Well, if that's the case, if you're only serving a handful of clients and you haven't built a big business yet, well, then say that. Say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm working with a handful of people and they're all getting great results. We're moving in the right direction. I know the fundamental foundation is secure. I'm just into this. I'm completely committed to the vocation of what I'm doing. And I'm moving towards X, whatever that's going to be for you in the future. And when you start sharing that casted vision of the person that you want to become, guess what? Everybody and their mom are desperately and quietly begging to be led by somebody who has bigger vision than they do. So very, very intently here, if you're listening to me, the one thing you got to remember is if you're trying to build a tribe or a community or a foundational group of people that follow you, you need to consistently cast the vision, even if it's scary, even if you're at the place where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm saying this. And it's something that's so big and so frightening and so scary. That's okay, right? Other people have the same frights and scares too. It reminds me of when I play disc golf. Whenever you're playing disc golf, right? Everybody's looking around at everyone else. And they're like, ooh, I bet you that guy's really good, or I'm not good, or people are watching me. Well, that's okay. Like, people do watch. People watch a lot, and that's fine, right? But if you're the voice that speaks up and says, you know what? I'm not very good at disc golf, but I'm going to throw this perfect shot. This is what I want it to look like. Everyone's going to be cheering for you to do that thing. Same thing in business. If you're trying to build a business for yourself and you're working towards becoming this magnate in business, well, then talk about that. Talk about where you want to go. Talk about that constantly. But remember to always be in say who you actually are at the point of the time when you're doing that. Because when you do that, what happens is people are like, oh, I can relate to you because you're not there yet. You're on a mission. I'm on a mission too. Boom. Now you have likability and trustability. And then your conversations just become so genuine and so refreshing and so organic and authentic and exactly what everybody wants. So with that in mind, just remember this one sentence authenticity formula: be who you say you are and work towards becoming the best version of who you want to become. And that, my friends, is how to be authentic and original in high ticket sales. Sounds really, really simple, and it is in simple theory, but it's pretty difficult to execute. You probably have experienced that. So with that said, don't forget to smash this like button. Share this to somebody who can use that. If you feel like somebody's not being authentic and original, send them this video because it would help them. And of course, as always, subscribe to this channel. And there is a FlowChat connector inside of each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see your sales ascension to the top. With that said, I will look forward to seeing you next time.